Right now at 5, as more Wisconsinites become vaccinated and mask mandates loosen, doctors are still telling people to get tested for COVID-19. Find out why they're pushing that testing.
And 20 is plenty. We'll tell you why some Madison neighborhoods are going to need to slow down quite a bit.
Plus, a trio of headliners will take the stage in Milwaukee for Summerfest. We'll tell you who it is.
This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. The electronic signs at the Alliant Energy Center this weekend flashed the warning, 5-minute wait for COVID tests. Of course, that's nothing compared to the hours-long wait that we saw last fall.
But those tests are still incredibly important. Gabriela Becerra is live at the Alliant Energy Center and shares why doctors don't want you to forget to get tested. Gabby?
Well, getting tested for many of us isn't top of mind anymore, but if you were exposed or have symptoms, doctors say getting tested is just as important now as it was last year. The dreaded nasal swab isn't happening as often these days.
Tests are down.
Down how much? Over a 2-week stretch in November, Dane County averaged more than 6,000 tests each day. During the past 2 weeks, the average was down to 2,600. UW Health's Dr. Jeff Pothoff says there's a couple of reasons those numbers took a nosedive.
One is vaccinations up. So as more people are vaccinated, less people are going to get sick. We're going to see less tests. And then even for the unvaccinated, as you decrease the rate of COVID in the community, less of it out there, maybe you see less tests.
Even though transmission is slowing, it's not gone altogether. Getting tested will protect you and the community, maybe even more than last year.
We now have therapies that, if given early, reduce the severity and the likelihood that you have severe disease. This is something that we did not have early on in the pandemic, but we have now.
This message isn't only for unvaccinated people.
Those are the people that were really interested in sending their test off for sequencing.
A positive COVID-19 test from someone who's fully vaccinated holds a lot of information that could improve the vaccines.
That would be really big news. That would start to tell us that we might have variants that are defeating vaccinated people, and that would be an indication to get working on a booster shot.
And the good news is getting a COVID test is a lot easier and faster than it used to be. You can get one at your health systems, at pharmacies, or even here at the Alliant Energy Center.
All right, Gabby, thank you. Now, in the past 24 hours, over 2,300 Wisconsinites have received a vaccine. No new deaths were reported. Right now, nearly 40% of Wisconsinites have completed their vaccine series. That's nearly 2.3 million people. Over 45% of the state's population has had at least one shot. Now, in Dane County, over 53% of residents are fully vaccinated. 63% of residents, roughly 344,000 people, have had at least one shot.
Dane County has become a national model for vaccine distribution done right. CDC data shows it's the best in the country among counties with at least 300,000 people. While that's good news, a majority of the local community still is unvaccinated. Take one look at the numbers and you'll see large disparities in Dane County. Nearly 73% of American Indians are at least partially vaccinated, followed by 56% of whites, 48% of Asians, 44% of Hispanics, and lastly 26% of blacks.
That preachy approach turns people off. So you can't come in, you have to get vaccinated. It's what do you need? What information do you need to make an informed decision about your own vaccination, whether or not you get it?
Find out how local community groups and physicians are stepping in to make vaccinating members of the BIPOC committee more convenient and efficient. That's coming up tonight at 6.
UW Madison Health Services is helping vaccinate children by giving vaccines to those 12 years old and up. They're administering the Pfizer, the Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but of course only the Pfizer to those 12 to 17, 12 to 18. The vaccines are happening at the NIC on West Dayton, the Nicholas Recreation Center, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., closed for lunch between noon and 1.
What we really hope is that families may take this opportunity, for adults who may not have been vaccinated yet, they can bring their entire family. And again, we can vaccinate anybody 12 and older, and they can all have it done together.
And today, they vaccinated about 60 people. Right now, over 16% of the 12 to 15-year-old age group in Dane County has been vaccinated, while in Wisconsin, it's just 5% of the age group.
President Biden has announced that the U.S. will share 80 million vaccine doses globally over the next 6 weeks. President Biden says the U.S. will send an additional 20 million doses of U.S. authorized vaccines abroad by the end of June in a global push to beat the pandemic. The doses would come from the existing U.S. production of Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson vaccine stocks. The administration previously committed to share about 60 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine by the end of June.
Because we have done so much here, because of the power of American companies, research, and manufacturing, we can continue to do more to help the rest of the world.
Meanwhile, large retailers like Walmart, Trader Joe's, and Target say they will no longer require masks for fully vaccinated customers. But some retailers like Kroger and Home Depot say they're keeping their mask policies. Although individual states can still mandate masks in stores, the mask order is in effect in Dane County.
A partly cloudy, mild start to your work week. Could we see some much-needed rain anytime soon? A look at your certified most accurate forecast. Gary out on the weather patio.
Well, keep your fingers crossed, Eric, but we do have rain in the forecast almost every day for about the next 7 to 10 days, but most of the time it won't be raining. The best two chances of rain are going to be tomorrow and Wednesday. Visible cloud track shows plenty of sunshine across Wisconsin, but just to our south, lots of clouds across parts of Illinois and Iowa, and there are some showers down there. But notice how they kind of hit almost a wall right around I-80, and that's because the air is a little bit drier across southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. It has to moisten up to the point to where we get those rain showers to reach the ground. Low temperatures this morning, 40s and lower 50s. So we've been improving in that department as well. We're not seeing those cold nights. High temperatures, or current temperatures today, are near the highs for the day in the lower to middle 70s. And as we check out our day planner overnight, look for partly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the middle 50s, but skies will be cloudy for tomorrow. We'll see some showers and a few thunderstorms. High temperature of 68 probably around lunchtime, with temperatures holding nearly steady in the mid 60s through the afternoon. The rain will be welcome. I'll tell you how much we can expect in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, we'll see you then. Thank you. One man is dead after he was thrown from his vehicle in Fitchburg this morning. Police say it happened in the 2500 block of County Highway MM, located between Irish Lane and Haight Farm Road, just before 5 this morning. Officials say the vehicle hit a pole and rolled. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say they believe alcohol and speed were factors. The road opened after being closed for nearly 4 hours.
And a suspect has been taken into custody after that threat posted to social media targeting West High School last week. Madison police say the suspect's a juvenile. Charges are being referred to the DA's office. Last week, the district learned about the threat. It was posted to Snapchat. It said, quote, "My revenge has come. West High School, I despise your students and culture, and on May 17, I will seek revenge." Officials believe there is no ongoing threat now to the community.
Middleton police are searching for a Bucky statue that was stolen. Officers say someone cut down the funky Buckingham Bucky Badger statue from outside the Greenway Station management offices in Middleton between 11 p.m. Saturday and 7:30 a.m. Sunday. Middleton police believe more than one person was involved since the statue weighs several hundred pounds. It was also cut off at the feet. Anyone with information asked to call the Middleton Police Department.
Speed limit changes are coming to 2 Madison communities, dropping from 25 to 20 miles per hour next month.
In a unanimous decision, Madison's Transportation Committee selected the Tenney-Lapham and Hammersley-Teresa neighborhoods to be the first to try what could become a much broader experiment. Our Jamie Perez takes us there.
Starting next month, all of the residential posted street signs that have 25 miles per hour will be changed down to 20 miles per hour in the Tenney-Lapham neighborhood and the Teresa and Hammersley neighborhoods. Now, this was a unanimous decision at last week's Transportation Commission meeting. They're testing this out in these 2 neighborhoods before implementing it citywide. Now, the alter for the Tenney-Lapham community said this is something that will take time to tell if it works, but he's hopeful of the outcome.
I understand why people are skeptical that this will actually slow traffic down, but I think it will. It's not that it will necessarily slow people down to 20 miles an hour. Even if just a couple of miles an hour are shaved off of people's speed because of signage and the awareness of this new program.
You should start to see these signs changing sometime in June. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we're going to hear from residents who live in these communities, both in support and in opposition, and their reasons why.
Jamie, thank you. And a push continues at the Capitol to redraw the state's electoral districts. Democratic State Senator Jeff Smith and Democratic State Representative Deb Andraka are proposing these redistricting proposals that would take the drawing of the state's districts out of the hands of the legislature and make the process nonpartisan. Currently, those boundaries are drawn by the legislature, leading to critics saying the state's politicians essentially get to choose their voters as opposed to voters choosing their lawmakers.
I am proud to introduce this bill that will bring more competition to the political marketplace, because more competition is good for businesses and candidates alike. This bill is not about any party. It's about establishing a process that gets politicians out of the map-making business altogether.
And that rally outside the Capitol this afternoon also featured both Republican and Democrat former legislators speaking in support of nonpartisan redistricting.
The annual Ride the Drive tradition will look different this year. Normally, a route of roads gets shut down to cars to allow thousands of people to enjoy healthy activities like bicycling and rollerblading. This year, City of Madison Parks has decided to spread the event out to 4 different parks to promote social distancing. The event is Sunday, June 6th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Kennedy, Marlboro, Warner, and Wingra parks. Due to the added locations, more volunteers are needed than ever before for setup, cleanup, biking information, and stations and T-shirt sales.
Because we're doing 4 events, basically at one time, we need 4 times as many volunteers. So we would well have surpassed if we were only doing 1 event based on how many volunteers have signed up so far. So counts this morning were 50 still needed at Kennedy or at Warner, 80 still needed at Kennedy, and more than 100 needed at Marlboro and Wingra.
If you are interested in volunteering, visit ridethedrive.com.
If your taxes aren't done, you better get moving. Today is tax day. The official deadline to file federal income tax returns, of course, historically is April 15th. This year, the IRS delayed it by a month due to the pandemic, and since May 15th was a Saturday, everyone got these 2 extra days. Taxpayers who wait until the last minute, though, can expect Uncle Sam to do the same. The IRS is still dealing with a backlog of returns that date back as far as 2019. That means your 2020 refund may not be processed as swiftly as you'd like.
Summerfest has added another trio of stars to its festival in September. Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and Weezer will play at the American Family Amphitheater on September 1st. Tickets for the show will go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Other headliners for the festival include acts like Luke Bryan, Chris Stapleton, Chance the Rapper, Dave Matthews Band, Miley Cyrus, and the Jonas Brothers.
Ahead on News 3 now at 5, a chemical fire is still burning after a train derailment in Iowa. Why officials aren't even trying to put it out just yet. That's ahead at 5. And coming up tonight at 6, how a Mineral Point man is spreading his love for the Badger State. That story next hour on News 3 now. And a check of Monday trading on Wall Street. The Dow falling more than 54 points. The NASDAQ down 51. The S&P loses 10.5, and we'll be right back.
Tonight on CBS, the night starts with The Neighborhood, followed by Bob Hart's ABISHOLA. Then it's time for drama with All Rise and Bull. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
If your home's roof is showing its age or has storm damage, here's a great offer. Get a brand new, top-of-the-line GAF roof with a 50-year warranty and save now. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. GAF asphalt shingles are the best, and my team has earned Master Elite status with GAF. Order now and get our best offer, up to $2,000 off, free financing for 12 months, and a $100 Visa gift card. Call today to set up your free estimate.
My dog wants a yard.
Love it.
And another dog.
Have you looked at houses yet?
Not yet.
But that's good. I learned from Summit that it's better to start with a pre-approval anyway.
Right.
Yeah. You can decide how much you're comfortable paying each month and then back into your price range.
Oh, and start putting the difference between your rent and your future mortgage into savings.
With Summit Credit Union, you might be more ready than you think.
I think it's great. Summit helps people build confidence and knowledge to move forward. It's your money. Own it. Summit Credit Union.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan or for checkups only. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call or go to sendinfokit.com to get your free information kit. Call now.
This is a Wisconsin Brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest brat, the brat that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
Tonight at 6, as Wisconsin lawmakers reintroduce redistricting reform, ralliers call for nonpartisan maps and learn which neighborhoods will have reduced speed limits as part of a City of Madison pilot program.
Asian Americans are rising up against hate.
We're done with all of the thoughts and prayers.
What can all of us do to be part of the change? Charlotte DeLeste gets a plan for action from local activists. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Supreme Court agreed to take up a major abortion case in its next term. The case concerns a controversial 2018 Mississippi law that banned most abortions after 15 weeks. The law makes exceptions only for medical emergencies or cases in which there is a, quote, severe fetal abnormality. A federal judge struck down the law and an appeals court upheld that judge's ruling. This case would present a direct challenge to Roe v. Wade, the 1973 landmark Supreme Court decision legalizing abortion nationwide.
The U.S. says it's working intensively to bring an end to the latest round of violence between Israel and Gaza after nearly 200 Palestinians and at least 10 Israelis have died so far. Israel says it destroyed the homes of 9 Hamas commanders in Gaza, as well as miles of tunnels used by Palestinian militants. The Biden administration has called on Israel to protect civilian lives, saying as a democracy, it carries an extra burden. The White House is expressing support for a ceasefire. The press secretary saying only a two-state solution can end the cycle of violence.
It is going to require both parties wanting to engage in that and wanting to have a discussion about the path forward.
As the conflict enters the second week, Hamas has fired more than 3,000 rockets into Israel.
A massive wildfire burning in New Jersey is 0% contained. Dozens of firefighters from across South Jersey are working to contain a massive wildfire at Bass River State Forest. This is in Little Egg Harbor Township. First spotted yesterday about 4 in the afternoon. Officials say the fire has now consumed roughly 900 acres of land splitting between Ocean and Burlington counties. No injuries have been reported. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
A hazmat team is in Iowa right now cleaning up a toxic spill. Railroad cars that derailed in Iowa Sunday contain hydrochloric acid, potassium hydroxide, and asphalt. They're preparing a plan to start removing the rail cars that went off the tracks. For now, they are allowing the fire to burn itself out as crews continue to pump water onto it. Some residents living near the area have been allowed to return to their homes, but parts of the voluntary evacuation orders are still in place. No one was hurt in the incident, but it did cause a bridge to collapse.
Bob Baffert has been temporarily suspended from entering horses at New York racetracks pending an investigation of the failed drug test by Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit. Baffert's ban in New York includes races at Belmont Park with the Belmont Stakes coming up on June 5th. Baffert had not committed to entering any horses in the third leg of the Triple Crown, but had many in consideration for other races on Belmont Stakes Day. Derby winner Medina Spirit tested positive for a steroid in post-race testing and faces disqualification unless a second test comes back negative. Medina Spirit finished third over the weekend in the Preakness.
Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canulti has your forecast. Gary?
It's been dry around here, and as we take a look at our precipitation comparison for the month, we're down, we've picked up less than an inch of rain. We're down about 1 inch and 2/10 so far, but since the start of the meteorological spring on March 1st, we're down over 4 inches of rain, and since the start of the year, we're down over 5 inches of rain. That's why we're in a moderate drought here in Madison. But as we take a look at future track precipitation, this is through Thursday morning, and we're looking for general 1/4 to 1/2 inch range rains, maybe some areas over 1 inch in areas that get a heavier thunderstorm or two. But as we look at farther out into the future, taking into account the rain that will fall over the next couple of days, rain off and on through the end of the week and the weekend and early next week, we could be looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1.5 inches to 2 or 3 inches of rain. Again, spread out over that time period, shouldn't have any problems with flooding. It would be good, welcome rain, but we'll have to wait and see whether whether that actually does materialize. On Doppler track, you can see showers to our south, but they really don't get much farther north than I-80, and that's because the air is drier in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. The clouds are making it about to the Illinois state line, but very few of the showers are. Eventually, as the atmosphere moistens up, those showers will start working their way northward. Three things you need to know in the forecast: look for showers and even some thunderstorm chances the next couple of days. Then we'll see temperatures in the upper 60s for tomorrow and low to mid 70s on Wednesday, but then we see a big jump up in temperatures. Temperatures will be in the 80s beginning on Thursday and probably lasting through the weekend. There'll be some thunderstorm chances, but much of the time it won't be raining, so nothing looks like a washout, at least at this point. Temperatures are actually warmer in the northern part of the Midwest, where they're in the 80s up near the U.S.-Canadian border, compared to areas farther to the south where there's more cloud cover and temperatures are mainly in the 60s. We're kind of in that in-between zone. And you can see the rain to our south and the clouds about making it to the Wisconsin-Illinois state line, but the northern part of the Midwest, plenty of sunshine, and that's why temperatures are warmer. Notice the jet stream starting to move northward, and now the polar jet stream is becoming the more dominant feature. So the subtropical jet stream supplies the moisture. Eventually, as that turns more southwesterly, as we're starting to see, that will start driving the moisture and eventually precipitation up in our direction. We were talking about that last week. We were hoping for that to happen, and that looks like it is starting to occur. But right now, we got one little branch of the jet stream that's kind of cutting off that moisture for the time being. As that lifts to the north, then we'll see the moisture increase, the humidity increase, and the rain chances increase as well. There's a warm front down to the south across parts of Missouri and Illinois, and a little area of low pressure near Kansas City. Again, the northern part of the Midwest is warmer today. 83 right now in Superior, 73 in Madison. To our south, temperatures are mainly in the 60s across Illinois. But compared to 24 hours ago, those temperatures have been warming up. Temperatures have been cooling to the south, but our weather's coming from that direction. So expect slightly cooler weather for tomorrow thanks to the clouds and precipitation. Tomorrow, look for showers, perhaps an isolated thunderstorm. It'll be breezy and cooler, high of 68 around lunchtime, then steady temperatures through the afternoon. No rain expected for tonight. The clouds will start moving in later tonight, and then here comes the rain and even a few thunderstorms. Temperatures staying in the mid-60s tomorrow afternoon, but only dropping to the lower 60s tomorrow night, with some shower and thunderstorm chances continuing into Wednesday. But notice by Wednesday, those winds out of the south, we're back into the middle 70s, and again, that rainfall amount probably around a ½ inch, but some areas can pick up more than that, some areas less than that. It'll be more spotty in nature. 80 on Thursday and lower 80s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Another shot of showers and thunderstorms Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, and then a little bit lesser chances for early parts of next week, though temperatures stay in the upper 70s, the early part of next week in the middle 70s after that. As we take a look at first warn traffic, right now a pretty good day on the major highways in and around Dane County. Not seeing any big delays, just a little bit of a slowdown into the construction zone on the Beltline at Verona Road. Travel times either way on the Beltline, about a 15-minute commute between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990. Middleton to Sauk City on US 12 is a 15-minute trip, and downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151 will take you 16 minutes. That's your news for now. First warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. If you're feeling overwhelmed with all that all-day video conferencing, researchers say many of us are suffering from Zoom fatigue. Ahead at 5, some solutions from the experts.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Wilde East Towne Honda, lease a new all-wheel drive CR-V with sunroof for $309. That's $309 and absolutely zero due-it signing. At Wilde East Towne Honda in Madison. It's gotta be wild.
Update your home and get 11% off everything at Menards. Give any room a fresh look with the beauty and durability of tile from Mohawk. Mohawk features a large selection of ceramic, porcelain, mosaic, and glass tile. Fast Tile Porcelain Tile is a floating floor system that doesn't require any mortar. It can be installed in just one day. Get 11% off Mohawk's Fast Tile Porcelain Tile. Save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Looking for a health plan that gives you more? Eye Care members receive up to $1,200 per year in over-the-counter benefits to buy thousands of products, in-store or delivered right to your door for free. Rest easy. Eye Care is looking out for you and your health.
They say you should wait 30 minutes to swim after you eat. Nobody said anything about slurping Arby's $1 floats. Seems like a great opportunity to slurp and splash. Arby's, we have the meat.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Oh, baby, are you going my way? I see you kicking out 4 hours a day, so baby, don't know you at all. I'm not crazy or a fiend. Not stalker and a fiend. La, how you know what I see? Let's go. Oh, okay. Got a feeling.
Monitor, check, and lock down your money with security from Chase. Control feels good. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
No one sells more. Wilde Automotive sells more SUVs and all-wheel drives combined than any other dealer. Wilde is the #1 volume SUV and all-wheel drive retailer in Southeast Wisconsin. The more we sell, the more you save. WildeAuto.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
If spending hours on video calls for work has you feeling just a bit tired, you're not alone. In fact, researchers have coined the term Zoom fatigue.
Naomi Ruckham explains how it's more than just exhaustion and offers ways to get out of that virtual funk.
Mom, healthcare professional, and PhD student Kristen Weimer spends much of her day on video conferences.
Approximately 8 to 12 hours a day.
She says all that time on screens is giving her migraines, back pain, and too much awareness of herself.
I hate seeing myself on camera. I think as women in general, we tend to be a little bit harsher on our outwardly appearance.
Stanford researchers say many of us are experiencing what they call Zoom fatigue during the pandemic. Professor Jeremy Bailenson says there are 4 main reasons: excessive close-up eye contact, less ability to move around during long calls, being forced to interpret non-verbal cues during video chats, and seeing yourself on screen for hours.
If someone is following around your place of work with a mirror, that would make no sense at all. Yet, for video conferences, we're showing our real-time image constantly. And what the research shows is that this is fatiguing, this is draining, and it causes us to get stressed and have negative affect over time.
Dr. Bailenson recommends hiding your screen on a video conference so the focus is on the person talking, not you. He also reminds not every call needs to be on camera.
What I like to do is set norms in the meetings that we're in. I would say half of my meetings, everybody knows you go in with the video off and you just have a voice conversation.
Kristen spends more time with her family to get away from screens.
We take a drive and just wander out in the country and see the sunset. For us, that's been helpful to have that kind of different family time.
She looks forward to more time in person with others eventually. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
And we're back with a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
Has your home's roof seen better days? Does it have some storm damage? If it's time for a replacement, don't settle for less than the best roof and the best deal. Hi, I'm Andrew Larson, owner of Larson Home Services. My team has earned GAF's exclusive Master Elite status, achieved by only 3% of the contractors in the U.S. That's your assurance that you're dealing with a dependable, professional contractor, and we take very good care of our customers.
The whole process was amazingly simple and easy. My wife, which is important to keep happy, my wife was happy with the whole process. It was very easy, seamless, and it was just a no-brainer to, have it all done.
And your new GAF roof will have a 50-year warranty. It's the last roof you'll ever buy. Order now and get our best offer. Up to $2,000 off, free financing for 12 months, and a $100 Visa gift card. Get your lifetime roof and save now. Call today to set up your free estimate.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy and get up to 18% of MSRP cash back on select 2021 Chevy SUV models, or get a $4,000 cash allowance on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill butter burger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
Here's to the guy with the tree in his kitchen who can't talk right now because his elderly neighbor needs help. Here's to the generator in the middle of the street with extension cords running to 4 different houses. Here's to the countless acts of kindness that helped the Midwest recover from one of the worst storms in recorded history. You've given a whole new meaning to the term silver lining. The worst brings out our best.
When you're sick, so sick that your heart hurts.
And your mind races.
When you think that you might have cancer, and then they tell you,
you have cancer.
And you just want somebody to say,
it's going to be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, terror in the Middle East. The deadly conflict in Israel enters a second week with little hope for immediate ceasefire as President Biden faces pressure to ease tensions. Plus, abortion showdown. The Supreme Court agrees to hear the most direct challenge to Roe v. Wade in a generation. And severe storms slam the South. The latest on flash flooding and possible tornadoes tonight. That's all here on the CBS Evening News.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has a final check of the forecast. Gary?
Well, we could use the rain right now. It's to our south across Illinois. We'll see that here tomorrow into Wednesday. Temperatures, though, are pretty comfortable. 70 near Lake Michigan, mid-70s inland, near 80 around La Crosse. There's the rain expected overnight, or for tomorrow and Wednesday, about a quarter to a half inch with some heavier amounts. Tomorrow, though, the clouds will keep temperatures down, high of 68.
Gary, thank you. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News coming your way next. Stay tuned.